Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're staring out the window at a blanket of snow as MbL, playing as the red Tatars, prepares to take on Vivi, playing as the blue Celts. Now while the players explore their immediate surroundings, herd their herdables, and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the respective civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Tatars are a civ that does everything it can to push you towards mounted units. Their cavalry archers come with extra line of sight, Parthian tactics and thumb ring are free. Some of their mounted units can be upgraded to get even more armor than usual, and the first unique unit of the Tatars is the Keshik, a medium cavalry unit that actually generates gold as it attacks enemy units. Now this can become incredibly invaluable in the later stages of the game when gold becomes scarce. Now, once your army is out on the field of battle as the Tatars, it is incredibly important that you always try to take the high ground, because instead of doing the usual 25% extra damage, the Tatars do 50% more damage from the high ground. This becomes even more important in later stages of the game when trebuchets come out, because the Tatars can actually upgrade their trebs to have +2 range. Now, in order to help feed a hungry cavalry-based army, Tatar herdables do contain 50% more food, approximately, and starting in Castle Age, each new town center spawns 2 free sheep. Now, opposing our red Tatar, we've got Vivi playing as the blue Celts, another civilization that's built for speed. Celt lumberjacks work faster, which is great, because Celts need a lot of wood for their primary focus, which is siege. Celtic siege workshops work faster, their siege units fire faster, and all siege workshop units can be upgraded to get extra HP. Now, coming back to the need for speed for the Celts, Celtic infantry does move faster than normal starting in Feudal. Their castles and towers can be upgraded to fire faster, and their unique unit, the Woad Raider, is the second fastest infantry unit in the game, and does come with a good HP and a pretty strong attack. Now, in order to support their hungry growing population, the Celts can convert and steal enemy herdables, even if they're standing next to enemy units. Vivi having a little bit of difficulty with this one deer thanks to this secondary gold patch of his. Now, while the players continue expanding their initial settlements, let's take a look at where they are, how they spawned, and see if we can detect any weaknesses or strong points in their bases. Vivi to the south, completely open, might be able to use this gold patch, but that does expose any gold miners in the event of an attack. To the west, the part of his base facing his opponent, not a terrible wall off here, or rather I should say the southwest. The west, a little bit harder. I guess it's the same distance, it looks like, but further away from the settlement, so slightly harder to wall off and defend any kind of attack. I like this patch of forest here, this, what is this, jungle, rainforest, jungle, okay. Easy to wall off here, easy to wall off here. So Vivi, not a terrible base in terms of walling off, with the exception of the south. Primary gold very far forward, primary stone nice and secure in the back. Now MbL, let's take a look at how he spawned. The south of his base, not a terrible wall off, I would say a medium length. Front facing part of his base, the eastern part, the one that faces Vivi, not hard to wall this off either. North, my goodness, completely open. Okay, so similarly problematic placement of the primary gold for him, very much forward facing, and a forward facing stone as well. Let's take a look. Secondary gold nice and secure in the back for MbL. Secondary gold nice and secure. I don't know if to even call this a back, but in this portion of his map, he's got a lot of room to expand northward. Does Vivi. Not too sure he would want to expand southward, but we'll take a look, see what he decides to do. Now, while I've been talking, both players have clicked up to Feudal, advantage by about 30 seconds going to Vivi on the back of 19 villagers, as opposed to the standard 20, which is what MbL is doing. Both players have plopped down a barracks. Both players producing militia. Okay, excellent. So we're going to have ourselves a little militia battle here. Oh, does enter the town center firing zone. MbL has to be careful, but does not take any damage. Early stages of the game, no upgrades at all. So that town center very much is going to miss. Are we going to see a battle here in the middle? We've got 3 militias for Vivi with a scout, although the scout looks like he's more interested in exploring at the moment than providing any kind of tactical support for his militia. And now we've got 3-on-3. Oh, okay. Okay, a little bit of hesitation here by both players. 2 ships passing in the night. And both players say, you know what, let's make it difficult for any kind of caster who's watching this game, because now blue is inside red's base. Red is en route to blue's base, and he knows, by the way, exactly where that base is. Vivi using his advantage in time to get to Feudal to research the men-at-arms upgrade first. So his militia will be upgraded to have an even bigger attack, although whether or not they are useful is another debate. Anyone who's watched my casts knows my opinions about early feudal age armies, and red as well is going to upgrade his militia. We'll keep an eye on Vivi's militia with a picture-in-picture here at the 10-minute mark. Oh, let's see if he busts in, though. Okay. Does bust in. Oh, no, MbL has to run away, has to wall off, has to do something to make sure his villagers are safe. We'll keep an eye on those villagers on the blue men-at-arms for now. MbL trying to return the favor. 3 militia. Sorry, guys. 3 men-at-arms trying to bust down this one palisade, but with 2 villagers repairing it. No way, no how. Let's take a look at their bases while the players continue to annoy and tickle each other. 1 kill apiece for both, and out come the archers for our blue Celt. That should be able to shoo away this entire force. Although might lose an archer here. Oh, does lose an archer before he hits the safety of the town center. And now the exact same thing coming out for MbL as the Tatars with the added 25% hill bonus. Not to be understated how important that civilization feature is. Oh my god, Vivi, brilliant play here, knowing that MbL might be microing across the map. Moves 1 man-at-arms back, does manage to get 1 or 2 swipes off against that archer. Brilliant play here by our blue Celt, knowing that when you're looking at one screen, oh, the exact same thing happening here. MbL returning the favor, but in this case, Vivi's eyes very much on this battlefield. So you know, if your opponent is microing his heart out on the right side of the map, you can basically do whatever you want to him on the left side of the map, trick him, try to get positional advantage over him, etc., etc. Oh no. Tries to wall off the north of his base. Unfortunately, not quick enough, and in come the men-at-arms yet again. These blue men-at-arms continuing to be annoying here, although do get Viper gated, and now the archers will keep an eye on this as well. The archers should be able to get rid of all of those men-at-arms, although again, Vivi, oh, does manage to get the scout, does manage to get a man-at-arms. Will he save these archers, though, is the real question. 1 does go down. Rather, 1 second last men-at-arms go down. And this one should go down as well. And now all of red's aggression is over. Although, just as I say that, blue retreats with his force, and red comes forward with 3 archers and a skirmisher. Although, okay, just as I say he's going forward, he decides to stop, take a little tea break, wait for his 1 skirmisher reinforcement, and move forward again. Let's take a look at the bases, see what the players are doing. Both of them seem to be in wall-off mode. Okay. Not a terrible... so, you know, when you have a gaping giant opening here on your base that you cannot defend, one option to go to is not a wall-off, but more of a funnel. And so what MbL is doing here, creating a basically mini wall-off, so that if Vivi wants to enter his base through the north, he's going to have to do it through town center fire. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a wall off here as well once he finishes the one in the north. But for now, these 2 man-at-arms, 0 kills to their name. and an equally annoying force of ranged units coming forward from Vivi. So both players annoying each other, both players making it hard for me to focus on any one particular battle, both players continuing to build palisades, continuing to try to protect their villagers. They need as big of an economy as possible right now, both of them. These are civs that need to have big, robust economies in order to produce some of their big, heavy-hitting units. Oh, archers have to be careful here. Move the skirmishers forward. Okay. MbL doing a pretty good job defending his base. Villager does escape, takes no shots at all. Yeah, and as I suspected, he's going to wall this part up. So essentially what he's doing is he's telling Vivi, if you want to get any kind of damage done, you're going to have to take town center fire. Vivi responds with saying, damage, LOL. I'm just trying to kill your army here at the center of the map. Not too sure why MbL is not taking the high ground here. Again, very important as the Tatars to try as much as you can to take the high ground in any kind of altercation, any kind of battle. Oh no, but here comes these annoying units. I don't think they'll kill a villager, but they definitely walk straight into an ambush by 11 Tatar units. Breaks off a clump of his archers, sees that these are skirmishers. No point in endangering his archers with fighting their counter unit, and now we're in a numbers game. What are the upgrades on these guys? +1/+1 against +1. So upgrade advantage going to our blue Celt. Numbers advantage very much going to our red Tatar, who, yeah, this just shows you numbers. In this case, quantity beats quality. These archers are safe, although two of them are badly bruised and damaged. And first to castle is our blue Celt, although hot on his heels, literally less than 10 seconds behind him, is our red Tatar. So this is going to be a fun game, I hope, once we hit castle. Let's see what kind of resources the players are banking on their journey to castle. Okay, horse collar going down for Tatars. He wants to make his farms just a little bit juicier, a little bit more fertile. Villager count basically identical, 43 for our red Tatar, 44 for our Celt. Okay, this army is not going to do anything, so let's take a look at the infrastructure they're building. Our Tatar, not surprisingly, 2 archery ranges, the original barracks, some houses here. What is this little, is this part of the market? This little part sticking out here, is that part of the house? Oh, that's part of... I don't think I've ever seen that as part of a house. That little turret. No, none of the houses have that. It must be part of the market. Yeah, a little chimney here, part of the market. Sorry, guys. Fanboying out a little bit on this game. Always fun to discover new little details. Okay, stable going down for our red Tatar as well. What is our Celtic player building? He's got his own stable, a barracks, and 2 archery rangers. So literally the exact same infrastructure for both players at the moment. Both players now in castle. A bunch of ranged upgrades going down for red. He's getting crossbow, he's getting bodkin. Town watch, always fantastic. Again, if you've watched my casts, you know I like to harp on vision. These guys are going to be crossbows any second now. There they are. And bodkin as well. Instead of town patrol, or rather town watch, he's getting wheelbarrow, so he is going to have quicker moving villagers carrying more. What are they? Sorry, guys, I'm just taking a quick look. Okay, circling our red Tatar base is Vivi with his crossbows, but has to be careful. Oh, sorry, guys, I hit the microphone by accident. Let's see when he discovers these. Yeah, he sees the tip of the red crossbows. He also sees his opponent's range units, although one knight should be able to get rid of all of this. Sorry, what am I? Yeah, I'm... Sorry, guys. Second town center going up for our blue Celt. I'm trying to figure out who I favor in this matchup. I mean, Tatars naturally, when you know, in terms of speed, are the favorite here. Oh, beautiful play by Vivi, taking out as many as he can. This should not have been that close, I don't think. I didn't check out the HP on MbL's crossbows, but I don't think that should have been as close as it was. I'm trying to figure out, you know, infantry generally stronger. Run straight into 6 cavalry archers. Speed ought to be the name of the game here, but, you know, any other infantry-based civ, fine. You know, the Tatars are going to run circles around them, but the Celts are pretty fast in their own right. Is housed Vivi at 65, but MbL nowhere close to 65 population. But MbL being the one moving out into the map. Siege workshop right in the center of the map. This university is under attack. Doesn't really matter. It is researching ballistics, basically a third of the way done. These 2 crossbows are not going to do anything, but how annoying are they? Why are you sending your villagers back to work with these crossbows? Oh, I guess he brought his own little army here to get rid of the crossbows, so didn't really care if his villagers took a few bolts to the face. Oh no, to add insult to injury, the wildlife of the map also attacks Vivi, although now decides to switch sides. The most exciting thing about this is the Jaguar. Oh, finally does take too many shots to the face and dies. 5 kills for this small band of roving cavalry archers. Oh, they run face first into yet another Jaguar. Poor little guy. All he's doing is what nature made him do, which is attack anyone and everything while he tries to survive and have enough food to live. A 3rd town center going up for our Celt. See, now I'm even more worried for our Celt because, again, naturally mounted units much faster, although, you know, it's problematic here for our Celt player. I think he might think he has more time. He's going building town centers. That's a lot of wood. That is a lot of stone. He's got 1 villager on stone, although MbL's got 0. And these cav archers are good, but not good enough to stop the knight from killing that mangonel. A sour loss here for our red Tatar, who continues to be annoying on the western portion of Vivi's map here, of his settlement rather. But yeah, sorry guys, I know I'm stammering a lot and struggling to come out with words. I'm just trying to figure out who I favor here. I mean, Vivi very much turtling up, very much being a little greedy with 63 villagers to 56, 3 town centers. That's a lot of wood and a lot of food invested in villagers. On the other hand, take a look at the army supply. He's been knocked down to 5. I mean, it's, yeah, a spearman and 3 crossbows are in here. Oh no, I don't know why he's entering the kill zone. Oh, loses 2 for nothing. Or do I favor the player who's just gung-ho building his military, although finally MbL decides, you know what? He saw this town center. He knows his opponent is playing a bit of a macro battle. He's seen all these farms. He's going to see the actual town center too in a second. So he knows he's got a little bit of time, I guess. Oh, God. Oh, what the hell is MbL doing parking these cav archers? Okay, not really looking. I don't think he expected to see that town center there, obviously. And here we go. Vivi with the Celtic Siege. Let's see if it's enough to shoo away his opponent, who continues to be incredibly annoying as the Tatars with small groups of cavalry archers. This is a beautiful strategy here by MbL. One of my viewers asked me, you know, it seems like the player who's always aggressive in most games ends up winning the game. And I mean, I wrote a long-winded response, but ultimately I think it's not so much the aggression so much as it is who dictates the pace of the game, which in most cases, I mean, is the aggressive player. Sometimes it's a defensive player. I mean, try playing the Viper when he turtles up and is massively defensive. But generally, here's what I'm trying to say. Let's take a look at Red's vision on the map. Vivi cannot move out of his base without MbL knowing about it almost immediately, right? Unless he moves out here in the eastern portion. MbL, look at his map vision. What the hell does he see? 5 tiles away from his base. So he sees nothing. Luckily for him, he's seen the siege workshop. So he's producing these units, basically hoping that MbL doesn't transition into something like Cav, into something like Step Lancers, into something that out of nowhere will swarm. You know, this can take care of, 2 or 3 cavalry archers. You've got some skirmishers in there. You've got some crossbows. Decent range on them. 7 range. These guys only have 6. So that small force is good enough. But all of a sudden, your opponent shows up with a bunch of light cav with their 4 pierce armor. And, you know, just starts shredding you apart from multiple angles. The reason you're not prepared, the reason you're going to GG and tap out after you lose a shit ton of villagers is because you had no clue that this was coming. You can, you can build what you want, but all of a sudden you've got a bunch of knights, you've got some skirmishers. You don't really have a cohesive army here. Although Vivi doing a pretty good job so far. MbL revealing his strategy earlier on than I would have hoped. Coming in with the light cav. Although managing to get a good amount of kills with this light cav. Should go after the scorpion, right? Does get it at the end. But in come even more Tatar units. 1.65 speed on these guys. Knights nowhere close. 1.35. And now with the meat shield of the light cav, these knights are basically donezo. Another small force. I mean, MbL is playing the Tatars perfectly. This is a hit and run squad raiding, gathering small clumps of unit in the middle of the map. Does have to be careful not to lose too much. She's only got 17 on food, and here come the Step Lancers. And like I said, again, I'm going to zoom out. Take a look at Vivi's map vision. He literally does not know what is about to hit him. Will it be siege? Will it be cav archers? Will it be more light cav? You know, finally he's got some units out on the map, but too little too late. In come the Step Lancers. And now he's catching. Oh, where the hell is Vivi going with these villagers? Oh no, where was he going? Was he trying to build a forward base of some kind that does not have, or rather does not have yet, the stone needed for a castle? I think maybe with 4 villagers on stone he thought he would have. But my god, take a look at the battlefield littered with dead bodies of these villagers. Terrible move out here for Vivi. Does have to be careful, MbL, not to lose these mangonels. But like I said, Vivi has no clue what's going to attack him today. Will it be cav archers? Will it be Step Lancers? Will it be mangonels? Will it be something else? Light cav? Yeah, not surprised. Oh god, take a look at the kill count at the bottom right of your screen. 45 villagers killed. That, and by the way, a lot of those are in the last couple of minutes. Okay, so I mean, not a bad idea by Vivi to GG. I mean, he's being ripped apart to the north here. No response to this mangonel. He's got another small force here to the center of his base. No response to this mangonel. He's got another small force that's literally about to decimate this wood line. 7 more villagers are about to die, even though they don't know it just yet. What is this horse doing? Okay, they're all running to attack. This horse is on parade mode, you know, jumping up and down. But this is what I was talking about. You know, MbL just dictated the pace of the game. Now, you can call that aggression. You can call that strategic, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to debate anyone on semantics. MbL in this case does show us that the player who is more aggressive is capable of dictating the pace of the game. And again, let's take a look at Vivi's vision. This is what he sees. I'm going to zoom out. Look at how big this map is, and look how little of it Vivi sees. Now, on the other hand, take a look at MbL. He's got the center. He sees the north. How the hell can Vivi attack MbL without MbL knowing about it? The only way I can see, there's a narrow little isthmus of gray zone, although no way he's going that way. The only way I can see is if he goes north, then skirts around the edge of the base here, and then comes and attacks him from this side. But by the time he does that, I mean, come on. these cavalry archers, these light cav, these step lancers, these MbLs are just going to shred his base. So again, I think Vivi saw the writing on the wall. I honestly didn't know who to favor in this match. I love the Celts. Their infantry so fast. I think if Vivi could have got up a castle, he still does not have the resources needed. Where's his market? He could have used this market. He's got plenty of gold. Just buy 100 stone. Better than GGing, no? But this is to answer your question. This is a clear example, in my opinion, a classic example of the player who dictates the pace of the game is the player who is able to just dominate. Because let's say this game continued. Let's say Vivi built a castle. Where would he build it? On the hill, to the north, to defend his town center? Who knows? I'm not going to conjecture. Let's say he builds a castle, which all of a sudden stalls MbL's attack in that one particular area of the map. Because, you know, if he builds a castle here, MbL is just going to shift over here, and vice versa. Let's say the game goes on and is prolonged, etc. MbL knows where this stone is. MbL knows that there's gold up here, so he knows to pressure up here. Has not really discovered this gold, although believe me, as the game continues, he probably would have. Oh, it's funny that Vivi actually knows where this gold is. But in any event, a classic example of the player who sets the pace of the game. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean aggressive, right? I mean, continue building structures in the center of the map, contain your opponent, and then get up to Imperial is not technically quote-unquote aggressive until you start attacking, right? So there's different types of contains. You have a hard contain where, you know, you're right up in your opponent's base. Doubt likes to do that a lot, build the, you know, his infamous Doubt castles that are very forward, and because they're very forward, they're very risky and sometimes tend to go down quite easily. Or you can do a soft contain like this, where you build some structures on the outer perimeter, not exactly in your opponent's face, but you continue pumping out a few units here and there to contain your opponent. Or you can just be straight up aggressive here. So a clear classic example of what it means to dictate the pace of the game. I showed a few times, I think, that Blue basically had no clue what to expect. He's building pike, he's building skirmishers, he's building knights, he's building a mangonel of his own, although it is nowhere to be found. So you don't know what the hell you're about to be faced with. I mean, in this case, it's a little, you know, a little asterisk, because MbL himself is basically throwing the kitchen sink at his opponent. Take a look at this. We've got step lancers, cavalry archers, we've got light cav, we've got mangonel. By the way, oh, another viewer, I've been thinking about this. Another viewer, a few, was it yesterday or a day ago, on one of the games that I casted with Turks, took issue with me saying that the Turks don't have a great archery roster. Now, I mean, I said that because they don't get arbalists, they don't get elite skirmishers, so etc., etc. But he pointed out that the Turkish cavalry archer is, in his opinion, I think he wrote, it's the best one in the game. Now, tell me what you guys think. I'm not too sure about that. I mean, yes, they do have the extra HP. They've got a shit ton of upgrades, etc. But are they better than the cheaper Hun cavalry archer? Are they better than the faster firing Mongolian cavalry archers? Are they better than the Magyar cavalry archers that have the, what is it, the +1 attack and the +1 range? Cumans have good cavalry archer that train much faster and move much faster. And let's not forget the Tatars, right? I mean, extra damage on elevation, extra line of sight, extra armor. So tell me what you guys think. It's a very interesting debate. A lot of times in Age of Empires, in my opinion, just having, you know, watched as many games as I have, and I'm sure you guys have watched your equal share of this. It's such a fun game. How could you not have watched hundreds and played hundreds, if not thousands of games? Tell me what you think. What is the best cavalry archer? I mean, obviously, I don't think there's a right answer. As in anything in Age of Empires, it depends, you know, best cavalry archer against what? Against other cavalry archers, against Huskarls, against knights, against siege. You know, so tell me what you think. But definitely the Turkish do have an incredibly powerful cavalry archer. Like I said, a lot of upgrades, extra HP. But does that, you know, can they beat out all resources being equal, can they beat out a Hun cavalry archer? Can they beat out the Tatar cavalry archer that gets Parthian tactics for free? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Always fun in Age of Empires to speculate. So feel free to comment below. Let me know what you think. Definitely the Turks have one of the most powerful cavalry archers for sure. Question is, are they the most powerful cavalry archer? And I don't know the answer to that. Like I said, I hate to be a lawyer on this, but quote unquote, it depends, you know, like anytime you ask a lawyer anything, the answer is always it depends. So in any event, getting back to the game in front of us and not hypotheticals, MbL literally throwing the kitchen sink at his opponent. 129 kills to 74. Let's take a look at the stats. 43 cav archers will beat out 35 crossbows any day of the week. Good amount of AP. Oh, 17 seconds. Okay. I always liked when I get excited about APM and then I hover over it and it shows, oh yeah, no, it was literally at the beginning of the game. So a fairly relaxed game for both of these players. Not the craziest of APM. Economies also basically identical. Stone, no player really mining enough for an extra castle after plopping down how many town centers each? 2 town centers each for a total of 3. Although our blue Celt much closer, much more gold for our red Tatar. Food identical, less than 1,000 difference in food. Let's call that identical. So overall, a very fun game. A game that showed us a few things. Number one, the versatility of the Tatars. I mean, look at this. What the? This is literally a hodgepodge army. You have no clue what the hell's coming at you. And the reason you have no clue what's coming at you is lesson number 2. At least put out some outposts, some spotting houses like these guys. Look at the vision that these houses give you. Very cheap structure to build. Oh, God, even more reinforcements coming in. 2 step lancers and a cavalry archer. But overall, MbL deciding to dictate the pace of the game, deciding to soft contain his opponent. Take a look at the minimap. Anywhere there is a blue, there is red attacking it. 3 different locations at once. Vivi decides, you know what, I've lost 45 freaking villagers. I may have gone too heavy into the eco earlier into the game. And when I say earlier, I mean like 5-10 minutes ago. Decides to tap out. MbL gets the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.